Welcome to the Two-Ton Nerds. As always, my name is Max James, and in this episode of the TTN Presents, I will be talking about a bunch of stuff. This past weekend, I went to the Indiana Comic Con 2015. I'll be talking about that, what I did there, what I bought. Also talking about some of the movies that I have just recently watched. I'll be kind of talking about those for a little bit. I'll be talking about some games, and I'll be talking about some music as well. So I'm just going to be talking about a hodgepodge, a little bit of everything. Let's just start off with the big one, Indiana Comic Con 2015, and oh my gosh, I had a lot of fun there. I do have to compare it to last year real quick, and last year was fun. I had a lot of fun. It was my first Comic Con ever, but compared to this year, it was so vastly different because last year was very cramped. Everything was basically in one room. This year, everything was spread out. It made everything so much easier to walk and actually enjoy what's going on and look at everything. It was just a lot of fun, and they had a lot of stuff going on, and that's what we did mainly this year. The prior year we mainly went to the Q&As and just walked the exhibit floor and got an autograph from one of the guest artists. This year we went to more of the scheduled events for the day. Besides just walking around the exhibit floor and looking at the various merchandise and guest artists' artwork and stuff like that. We went to the LARPing event. That was really fun. It was a little tournament of people LARPing, and which is live action role playing, and it's just so much more than people beating on each other with foam swords. It's a lot of fun to watch because people do get really into it, and that's what makes it really fun because people take this very seriously, and it's fun. It's just a fun thing to watch. The other thing we took part in watching was the cosplay costume contest for the Indiana Comic Con. It was so much fun to watch because I really like watching costumes because I am a movie guy, and costumes do make or break movies a lot. Especially with these Marvel movies out, they gotta have the right costume or the right version of that costume, and it's just awesome. And it's just watching all those little kids and grown-ups put a lot of work into their costumes was a lot of fun, and them giving their kind of smart alecky answers to the host's questions, which was fun. And it was fun. I like watching the cosplay contest because that was a real highlight of the prior year. Was I got lost on the way to put something in the car because I made the mistake of not bringing a bag, which I brought a bag this year. Just gotta learn from your mistakes, and so I was just sitting in the hallway watching the cosplayers go walking by, and I'm like, that was a lot of fun just watching the cosplayers take pictures with other people, and it was fun. So that was a real highlight last year. So I finally got to see the more competitive side of it this year of the costume contest. So now what I bought is I bought a bunch of movies from one booth, the Cinema Snob, or Brad Jones, aka the Cinema Snob. I'm a big fan of the Cinema Snob website and 80s Dan. Even though I am now a fan of 80s Dan because on one of the DVDs had a few episodes from there. I like the way that's written. It's really funny, but throughout the day, I kept going back. I ended up buying two movies right off the bat. His compilations of reviews. I got the Nudies, Rudies, and Crudies DVD, which is his uncut and uncensored stuff. If you know his stuff, he has to censor some of the more adult-themed episodes or any nudity and stuff like that. And this is kind of his one DVD where he can kind of just not be edited free and just review how he he really intended everything to be seen, and it's really funny, and the audio commentaries are great for it, and him kind of talking about doing these reviews and being editor free and stuff like that, which was great. And I think there's even some what's it called, little extra special features where he does the midnight screenings where he sits in his car and talks about a movie he went and seen at midnight. So that's really fun. And the other one I got is the Best of the Cinema Snob convention only, convention exclusive. I've seen a couple of these, but I didn't really care because it came with audio commentary, and I love listening to the audio commentaries for movies. And plus, that's where I kind of got introduced to the 80s Dan stuff. And those 2 episodes on there was great. It was super funny. I liked them a lot. And these were 2 of the movies that I watched right off the bat, and that's another reason why this video is kind of late, is because I really wanted to watch all these stuff and enjoy everything without having to be rushed to make a video, because I really wanted to talk about all of these. So these were the 2 DVDs that he did like the reviews for, or like a compilation of his riffs or reviews, or however you want to put it. And then I also bought 2 more of his movies, which was his more full-length feature films, which was Paranoia and, of course, the Cinema Snob movie. Both movies are really great. I loved both movies. They're so much fun to watch. I've watched them all. I've watched them both normal, and I've watched them both with commentary. I still haven't watched the Cinema Snob movie with the Rob and Doug Walker's commentary, from also known as the Nostalgia Critic. So I haven't watched that commentary, but I have watched the cast and crew commentaries for both films, and I loved it. So that's what I really was doing this past week, was watching all that stuff. Let's talk about the Cinema Snob movie real quick. It's basically the origin story of the snob, because he is a filmmaker who wants to get his movie made called Black Angus, just not a exploitation film, and he needs permits from the film commission, and they're not giving it to him. So he poses as a film snob to infiltrate their little film group and make buddies with all of them so he can get permits. And throughout the movie, the members of this film club is starting to slowly get killed off one by one, and it's really funny. It's really well written. This is my kind of filmmaking, because these 2 films are my kind of filmmaking, because I'm getting ready to compare it to one of my favorite movie of all time, and the reason why I want to make movies. And let's talk about this one real quick. Paranoia. I don't want to give away too much, but it's basically this guy who he separated from his wife, and he just having a string of bad luck. Like there's a killer on the loose in his neighborhood, and there's a knock on his door, and this dude basically falls over dead at his door, and he ends up inadvertently shooting him, and so he doesn't want the attention from the cops, so he just hides the body, and the night kind of unfollows. There's a great twist at the end, and even at the Comic-Con when I was talking to him, like this was the last movie that I bought of the day, and he's like, he about spoiled it for me, which he was getting ready to say, and like, oh no, I have not seen the ending, but I have seen the Nostalgia Critic's review on it. But I'm kind of glad I forgot, because I was still surprised at the twist ending, because I think as soon as I bought the movie, that part of the brain just wiped that part clear. I totally forgot the ending of that movie. So it was great that it was still fresh to me. But I'm getting ready to compare it to my favorite movie of all time, and the reason why I like to become a filmmaker, it is Clerks. Clerks is my all-time favorite movie, hands down, because this is the movie that got me into filmmaking, especially watching the snowball effect. I might actually watch that later. But that was the movie that got me into filmmaking, because it's just a bunch of friends get together and make a movie, and that's what they did with these movies basically. And he made a movie and put all his friends in it, and I probably need to follow in the same footsteps and do it that way. Um, but two great movies. I love these movies. I'm gonna have to rearrange my movies just in order to kind of fit these next to the Kevin Smith movies. So, with that all out of the way, I'm enjoyed Comic-Con. Brad Jones was definitely the highlight of the day. Meeting him, and he even signed my Comic-Con poster right there. That was like the fifth trip to the booth throughout the day, because I just kept going back throughout the day because I really didn't find anything that I wanted. I was really looking at everything and like, oh, I'm going to buy something Doctor Who or something like that, but no, I ended up always going back to his booth and buying something. And the last ditch effort, I was like, hey, would you care to sign my Comic-Con poster? And he said, of course, with a few extra words in there. And so it was a lot of fun. He made the Comic-Con experience a lot of fun, meeting him and buying all his movies and watching his movies and watching his commentaries on his reviews or riffs. So it was a lot of fun. So with that all the way, now it's time to kind of dive into the movies that I have seen that I've been meaning to talk about for a while. Let's talk about, I just recently watched VHS Viral. I liked the VHS series a lot. I love VHS and VHS 2 because I am part of the VHS generation, because I grew up putting movies in the VCR and rewinding the tapes if they got eaten, and having to rewind every single tape before I take it to the video store. And so like that was very nostalgic for me watching these kind of movies, because they are kind of like, and I keep making jokes like, fix the tracking on the video, and I think that's because it's very staticky, and you have to like push the up and down button on the tracking to get the tape just right and clear, and that's what I like about the VHS series. But Viral was like all these tape. I really quite don't know what's going on in this movie, but I liked it. I liked all the short stories. The Magician was really awesome. The I can't think of the parallel universe, that was kind of confusing, but we kind of got the gist of it. And then we got the skateboarding story, which was pretty cool. I really liked that one a lot. And then you got the what was it called? I can't remember the last one, but it's all centered around this guy kind of wanting to go viral, and there's this car chase going around town, and he's filming it and stuff like that. And there's a lot of missed opportunities in this movie. I mean, there is some missed. It had the potential to be really cool, but it ultimately fell flat. It is definitely the weaker one of the three, but I wish it would kind of stuck more with the VHS tape. What's it called? The VHS tape concept or gimmick or whatever. So that's what I liked. I liked it. I liked the movie, but it had better potential than that. So the next movie I want to talk about is Birdman, the unexpected virtue of ignorance. So I really like this movie because the movie is filmed in a way where it looks like it's one continuous shot. And as an editor, I kind of see all the kind of points in the film where they kind of hide the edits, and that's a lot of fun for me. Made the movie a lot better, fun to watch, because I'm trying to see, oh, that's where they hid the edit, and as well as watching the movie, and it's fun. It was great writing, great editing, directing, acting, all the way across the board. No wonder this won Best Picture. I think Michael Keaton should have won Best Actor, because what he does in this movie is really great, and you actually believe his character a lot. And even though the dude who won for the Theory of Everything for playing Stephen Hawking, I've yet to see that movie, but I'm sure he's really good in this movie. But I'm more biased towards Michael Keaton. But the movie follows this guy who plays like a superhero in movies, and he kind of wants to, and he's kind of washed up, and so he's kind of wanting to kind of come back into the spotlight by doing this play. And the movie takes place during the 3 previews or whatever, like the test runs of the play, see what works and what doesn't work, and as well as opening night. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and this movie goes by really fast because there's a lot going on. The camera's constantly moving. There's good acting. There's just a lot going on. It has Edward Norton in it. Naomi Watts is in it, I think. Yeah, Emma Stone. A bunch of people. And Zach Galifianakis, he's in it. He's really good in this movie as well. I mean, just a bunch of people are in this. A-list stars are in this movie, and it's really good. Now, I can't remember or not if I talked about this movie or not, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. Again, Tusk. Directed by Kevin Smith. I think I talked about this in one of the movies. I cannot remember, but I'm just going to talk about it again because I like this movie. It's funny. It's kind of campy, and that's what I liked about it. So that's really I'm going to talk about it because I really don't want to. It's about this guy who gets turned into a walrus. There are some scenes where are meant to be taken extremely serious and extremely tongue-in-cheek humor, and that's what I like. So I like it. I definitely give it a recommendation, at least one viewing. So, and then finally, one of the last movies that I'll be talking about is Fury. I like this movie. This movie was definitely a good fictional war movie. It's just about a bunch of soldiers who were very, connected. It's basically like a family living in this tank between the soldiers, and one of them gets killed, so they have to replace one of them, and that's where like one of the newbies come into play. And there's some really intense scenes in this movie, like Brad Pitt's character like forces the newbie to kind of kill someone, and that's pretty intense. And I don't want to give away too much in the movie, but the ending of the movie is oh my gosh, it's very, very intense. It's really intense action, and there's a lot of like on the edge of your seat moments. So I don't want to give it away too much, but I do recommend this movie a lot. So I also want to talk about video games for a minute. I don't normally talk about video games. The GTA heist came out a while back, and I've been playing those, and I like them. I'm having a lot of fun playing the heist, but when the people I play with, because I don't have like I don't have too many people who have the PS3, PS4, and as well as the copy of Grand Theft Auto 5. So I have to play with a bunch of random people, and I play like a couple of the setup missions, and then I don't get a invite to the next one, so I end up having to start all over. So I don't get to. I've never really done the final heist mission. I've done all the other ones plenty of times, but I never really get that last invite to or that last mission to do it, and I'm like, oh, come on. So I'm liking the heist a lot. So, and I kind of want to buy Battlefield Hardline just because be a good first-person shooter game that I kind of want to play a lot, and I actually might go buy that today. Just because I want to just spend a weekend playing games. I have not done that in a long time. I've been making movies and stuff like that. So, music. I have been listening to the songs that have been released from Halestorm. I'm a big Halestorm fan. A fellow friend turned me on to them, and so I've been listening to their new songs off their new album, Into the Wildlife or something like that. And I like that title. I really do. I think that's a really cool title, and the music that they've been releasing is really great. Um, I just can't wait till the full album comes out, and that's a definite buy for me because I don't really get into music. I really don't buy music like I used to. I mean, I used to be like, okay, I have to have this soundtrack and I have to have this CD from this artist. I actually looked forward to CDs, but nowadays I don't really care. But this is one of the few albums that I actually am very excited to buy, and because the last CD that I bought was actually the the soundtrack to the Guardians of the Galaxy, because I like the soundtrack to the movie a lot. But that was the last CD that I actually like went out to and purchased. So, what else is there? Let's update on my New Year's resolutions. I'm doing really well on my books. I'm on book 3, the Dark Tower, halfway through Dark Tower, book 3, Wastelands. My weight, that's a different story. I'm about to start my start up losing weight because the way I had it set up was I would be starting up in February basically, and because I took the winter off, and I kind of exercise here and there throughout the winter, but I hate doing indoor stuff. I like being out and about, riding my bike or walking, or even walking on the treadmill out on my back porch, listening to music. I mean, that's enough for me. But I haven't been doing that, and obviously I'm growing my beard. Some of the, like, I know I mentioned a couple personal things in there. I haven't been able to accomplish those. I haven't really started my 100-page novel or book story, but I've written a lot of stuff between my Tell Me a Ghost Story web series and various blogs and stuff like that. So I've been writing. I just haven't been writing in that as a single chunk of something. So what else was there? That's about it. I know I'm kind of done talking, rambling on for now, but I just, this past weekend for Indiana Comic Con was great. It was fun. I enjoyed the movies that I bought, and I enjoyed meeting Brad Jones, aka the Cinema Snob, and 80s Dan. So I loved watching his movies. They kind of rejuvenated my aspirations into filmmaking because I like independent films. Independent films are my favorite movies to watch. I will take those movies over any movies any day. I will watch a low budget movie any day of the week. So, and the movies that I talked about, they were all great. I recommend all of them. So, and Halestorm, I can't wait to listen to their album. So, that's about it. I know this video might be quite long. So, my name is Max James, and as always, I'm going to go geek out.